Okay, people. So this is the start of our morning, uh, morning uh, video diary. Um, yep. So this is the foyer, and as you can see, we're not even outside yet, but you can hear my down jacket is crackling because the plastic is freezing. And if you remember the scene from The Day After Tomorrow, where they're all running into the room in the library and the cold is following them, well, check this out. Since being here, I've realised it ain't that far from the truth. So, the temperature in here at the moment is about minus 49 outside, and we're going to go out and check it out. So, let's do it. Yeah. So that's where I'm living at the moment, but tomorrow or the day after we leave for the Road Bones. Which, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I'm prepared for that. Believe me, it ain't been a holiday. This is not about holidaying. For all those who have not donated to Love Russia yet, please, come on, even a little bit. Every pound can help the kids, big time. So I'm doing this for them. So, you know, yeah, so help. I ain't doing it for nothing. I need to keep moving, otherwise I'm going to freeze to death. Right. Okay, so yeah, it's February the 3rd. We're in Yakutsk. It's approximately hang on a sec. It's approximately 9:30 in the morning. And I think it's about between minus 45 and minus 50, give or take. Yeah. So anyway, yesterday was a fantastic day. I met some fantastic people, drank some slightly interesting stuff, not to excess though, I can assure you it wasn't, but it was, you wouldn't have needed much, to be honest. and had a really good meeting with some people in a local Yakutian restaurant, eating some local Yakutian delicacies. One of which was actually it was raw frozen fish, which is something that they eat out here, and you dip it in pepper and salt, and it's literally frozen, and you eat it. It's raw frozen fish. It's kind of like sushi, but hardcore. Yeah, so it was actually really nice in some ways, but a little bit weird, and a bit like the body was kind of trying to say, should I be eating this to start with? But I was like, come on, just do it. And also had pancakes with red caviar, which was first time for me, and white salmon, and interestingly, there was a lovely little situation. Basically, the way I would term it, this is surreal. So we're sat at the table. There is a rabbit called Stepashka wandering around, who lives there, and then a guy at a table, a Russian guy with a few other, all sort of youngish Russians, 30s or whatever, eating loads of food and drinking considerable amounts of alcohol. And one of the guys had a cat on his lap, and he was feeding it from his hand. Beautiful, absolutely fantastic. And and when we left, after some considerable time of constantly being called back, and one of the guys was actually an army officer, a young army officer, and he was interested when I mentioned what I used to do for a living, and if you can call it for a living, and he was very interested in asking me lots of questions, not suspicious, but just like, interested in how it works for me as an Air Force, ex-Air Force, and how, I've been in for 8 years, and he says, you've been in for 8 years, but you're not an officer? Because of course out there, over here it's slightly different. I think the longer you're in, you could become an officer by virtue of just going through the rank system rather than joining up as an officer, like we have the choice to do one or the other. And we can change, of course, midway. But anyway, so I had a really good chat with them. And then when we eventually left the restaurant, it was... I checked the thermometer outside. It was minus 47. Yeah, it was cold. I was so glad that I'd put on the extra pair of long johns. So this morning I actually have a pair of merino wool long johns and RAF, ex-RAF long johns, and padded thermal trousers and merino wool socks, snow boots, 3 layers underneath my duck-down jacket, and my shapka hat, and my neck scarf, and the beard, which helps. So it was a very interesting day, very interesting evening. I went to some shops and checked out some good equipment. Today we're actually going to meet up finally with Paulina, who's already here, but she's sleeping. She's the Polish lady, and then that's the 3 of us in the trip, 3 expeditioners together. And then we meet up with the guides later, and we're going to have thrash out some of the stuff to do the trip, and then we're going to go and purchase any more things that we need, like Valienki, which is a really warm, like a reindeer skin type boots, which we may need. So, what was I saying? Basically what just happened is my phone froze. So I was obviously in the middle of doing the diary outside, and it just went, no more, and that was it. The battery was gone, and I'd unplugged it from the wall just before I left the building. I came in, it said plug me in, I plugged it in, and it showed a full battery pretty much, so it was purely the temperature. It can't have minus 49, obviously. I'm trying to remember what on earth I was saying now, hang on. Yeah, so we basically would be, after we've, as I was saying, outside, we purchased possibly some Valienki boots, which would probably be helpful if the normal boots that we have aren't going to be enough. I mean, generally you'd think that would be enough, but it's not. I'm either going to need another pair of socks or Valienki particularly warm. For a Spanish guy here, Augustine was saying that when he went out, I think was it to Nepal or somewhere, it was very, very cold anyway. The boots he bought, they weren't enough. And then he spent €6, just €6, in a market for some Valiant boots. I think it was in Mongolia perhaps. And they were as toasty as anything. So, you know, local is much better. So yeah, so we're going to go and possibly purchase a couple of things if we need to. And perhaps do a little bit more familiarisation today, a bit more acclimatisation with Paulina, because she wouldn't have had much chance yet. And get ready for the trip, which is either, like I said, start tomorrow or day after. I forget. So yeah. So again, guys, ladies, gents, you know, leave comments, whatever you like. Thank you for watching the blog. And you might notice if you look back over the video, which I did while I was waiting for the phone to get up a bit more temperature. Watch my moustache from the beginning of the video and then look at it at the end, and you'll see how much it changes as it freezes. Man, it's insane. But yeah, it's -49 outside. I confirmed it when I checked when I came back in, looked at my phone. Although the iPhone is not that accurate for telling you it, you know, using the internet and that. But it's probably somewhere between -45, -49, maybe 47 or something. So yeah, I'll see you later.